Welcome to Linkronicity, where your journey and destiny link. I'm Stacey, Kumagai, your linkologist, and I'm here to help you link your life. Today we're going to be talking about all your scattered links. I know you have them. You can't hide them from me. I see them. Are you scattered? Do you have the shiny object syndrome? Are you all over the place? Are you a hot mess? It's okay. It's human. It's human, and especially when you are being pulled in a gazillion directions during your most busy, chaotic times of the year, you know that you've reconciled with yourself that it's going to be messy, it's going to be chaotic, and you are going to need some defragmenting along the way in your life's journey, because it's just what it is. And when we get to a place of acceptance, that's a beautiful thing. But when we're rattled and dealing with anxiety in the midst of being scattered, that's not a good thing, because that produces stress. And you know, I'm against stress. I'm just anti-stress. So let's talk about your scattered links. Now, scattered links sometimes are for purpose. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video, because as much as you may think that you are all over the place, here's the thing that is, like I call the gift of it, as in, you see what you're made of. You see what you're capable of doing. This whole world, the society that we have of this multitasking factor, becomes a thing where we're sometimes juggling a lot. And when we're juggling a lot, it can either put us in a disadvantage or it can put us into an advantage spot, depending on how we balance the rest of our lives. Now, you hear me talk about the mind, body, soul, spirit balance, like almost in every video. Well, this is another one of these things. When you are scattered, as long as you maintain your core self-care in between your scattered moments, not only can you function better, but it's really great for your cognitive brain. You're doing a lot of brain stimulation. And when we have a lot of brain stimulation, what we end up doing is we get better clarity than when we've got blinders on. Now, don't get me wrong, when we're in the blinder zone of being zeroed in and focused on task at hand and getting things done and being extremely productive, that's beautiful too. But what happens when we're scattered in our energies? We're sending out all these little signals, you know? It's like, it's kind of like misguided disco dancing. We're sending out all kinds of different signals. What happens then is our brain starts to receive all kinds of messages, which can kind of add like little seeds planted within our tank of being, which can sprout later. And when we challenge ourselves mentally and emotionally, we stretch these parameters a bit. We expand. We expand. And when we expand, we grow. And when we grow, we change. And when we change, we transform. And you know how all that links together. So while you're sitting in the place of thinking, oh my God, I'm so scattered, I am all over the place, sometimes it's not a bad thing. But here's why we do need to correct it a little bit. We need to correct it just so that way you can have some sort of clarity and you're still walking in your authentic truth. That's the key. When we get scattered, sometimes we lose our sense of purpose, we lose our sense of timing, we lose our sense of managing our well-being and our own boundaries and our own limits. And even though we like to be superhuman, we do have limits to where we need to understand how to redirect our energy to where it's a productive place, it's an efficient place, but more importantly, so it's a healthy place. When we lose our footing on the healthy places, that's when we get sick, and that's when we get stressed, and that's when our life kind of gets in a whirlwind when our links are scattered all over the place. But if we can keep that in check, even though we come to the acceptance point of accepting that we're all over the map, or it's just a busy time and we're juggling, we're spinning lots of plates, and we got a lot of things going on, if we can keep the self-care maintenance going on and still carve out that time in the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, the end of the day, and kind of have like a wrap-up, then all of a sudden you deal with your scattered links in a completely different way. You now have a consciousness that is integrated in your fragmented links everywhere. Here's the thing. Nothing ever remains complacent when it's scattered. It just can't. It's not possible because you have all these energy zones that are being fed constantly, like several different cylinders that are operating at the same time. So you can't ever get complacent here. However, you can get lost here. And how we can get back on track with our human GPS system is when we get centered back into that self-care routine. So don't forget the self-care between the times that you feel that you're most fragmented and scattered. Because what then can result is you can have more productivity and a sense of fulfillment and appreciation for where you are, and also not worrying so much about the fact that you can't get everything together all right now. And be patient with yourself. And we apply the patience link to ourselves, then we get a better calm and sense of inner peace for when we're all over the place or when life is a little messy, right? And that'll help you deal with that a lot better. And when we can deal with that a lot better, we have a better footing, a better grounding in our everyday wellness and well-being, even at the most chaotic times of our life. I'm Stacey Kumagai, your Linkologist, here to help you link your life. Please be sure to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Linkronicity, blogspot.com, and go to Linkronicity.com for private coaching sessions. I hope you have a wonderful day dealing with your scattered links.